Yeah, how's it going? Can you hear me all right? Okay, hold on. Now I can't hear you. Hold on, I can't hear you. Can you hear me? You can hear me? I can't hear you. Um, let's see. How do we fix this? Yeah, because I can't hear you. Do you have headphones by chance? No. Try backing out and then coming back in. What's up, date night with Ghost Gang? How's your day going? We're working out the kinks right now. He's trying to get the audio working on his end, but how's it in Australia right about now? Nope, still can't hear you. That's good to hear, date night. We're doing good over here in
Hello,
Vegas. Yeah, I can
can you
hear
hear
you
me
now.
now?
Yeah, I can
All
hear
right,
you
bet.
now.
All right,
What's
I'll
up,
keep the
Zay?
headphones in. What's good? What's good? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. So let's get to know you a little bit, because this is my first time meeting you. Tell me a little bit about you.
All right, so my name's Zay. I'm a musician, artist, right now college student. I dabble with like occult stuff, metaphysics, myth making systems, things like that.
Okay.
That's
What are you
basically
studying
what I
in
do.
college?
This is my second time computer science.
Computer science. Okay.
Yeah.
What language do you code in?
Right now, primarily JavaScript, Java, a
Okay,
little bit
front
of
end
C++.
stuff.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's
So,
cool. I code a little bit too,
oh,
or I
nice.
used to a little bit at least. What's going on, Scott? 6767. Oh, and I meant to tell you earlier.
Yeah.
I tried to come on a little earlier. I just got home. But if they're trolls, don't mind the trolls. If the
Man,
homies pop in here, don't just say what's up. You know what I mean? It
I
could
feel
be
you
two
with you.
people. It could be 200 people. It don't matter. We just kind of go with the flow on these live streams.
For sure.
Yeah. I'm not even like I don't even plan to do live streams. It just kind of happens like kind of how
Hmm.
like this is, and we end up having
Yeah.
great conversations. So, but yeah, what kind of got you into the occult? We'll definitely talk about some magic. What's going on, Graham Gray? How's it going, man? And also,
Uh,
let me just tell you real quick. I don't have any moderators today. they're the
well,
they're the ones
cool.
that usually like would go and delete messages and like keep chat and like check or whatever. But
I'm cool.
yeah, I don't got no
I,
moderators today, but it's all good. What's up,
I'm
secret
cool. So,
man? How you doing? But yeah, let's talk. Let's talk about some magic. How'd you get into the occult?
so basically, so like I'm like African, so like that type of thing has always at least been like talked about and like referenced in like
Mm-hmm.
my household. But like I got more into it because it just reflected more of like what I was actually into versus like organized like religion beliefs and stuff.
Yeah.
So like I just naturally gravitated to it, and there's so much of it, like from different cultural sources, like there's Western occultism, Eastern occultism, various Middle East
Yeah. It's
occultism.
so different, right?
Yes, so there's so many systems, so much to learn about it. So like that really just drew me in. So yeah, that's how I got into it. I just started reading into it, started watching shows more into it, read comics, stuff like that, and yeah, that's how I got into that space.
Yeah, it's everywhere, especially around pop culture and TV shows and movies and all
For
these
sure.
things. You know what I mean? So what do you practice specifically?
So I practice my own brand right now. It's called Edunum, or I guess the adjective would be etonic.
Uh-huh.
It's not, I wouldn't exactly describe it as like a cult, but it like uses aspects of the occult. It's more like a myth making mythos type thing, like a system, than an actual like occult practice. But it does
Hmm.
incorporate aspects of the occult. So yeah,
That's cool. And I kinda did a little, like, Google search, and it says, like, eternal. I'm like, "Okay, that kinda goes with the occult." So, like, on your day-to-day practice, how does that look usually? Because I practice chaos magic and death magic, which is, like, primarily, like, spirit communication and discernment and just understanding who's in the room and just death magic sounds crazy to a lot of people, but it's not. It's just talking to spirits all day, and just getting really good at your mediumship. It's just honing in your mediumship.
So, for me, it's only practice is usually like it's really rooted in like or in like back to like the computer science medium. Like it's almost like it's like the software for everything else. Like everything in each one practice is based around art because art is the most malleable
Mhm.
medium. You can use art for science, you can use art for math, you can use art for politics, everything, right? Because art is so you can't really define what art is. It can shape shift, it's malleable, you can do whatever you want with it.
That's
So
cool.
yeah, so my practice is really rooted in two things, art and myth, because myth defines how people like actually see themselves and how they respond to the world. Like people will change the world around them to correspond to the myths that they believe. If you know what I'm saying. Like we can make our own reality based on how we think the world should be, or rather than how the world is. If you get what I'm saying.
I could see that. I can subscribe to that. Like, I'm studying psychology. I'm also in college. I'm a freshman and
Mhm.
I'm studying psychology. But a lot of that has to do with, like, the way that you see yourself and the way that you see the world. You
And
have
how
the
the world
ability to
is.
kinda change that with your intent, with your what would be a good word for it? Like, the
Intent.
way that you want things to be, you can will that into existence, you know?
I actually think you used the perfect word. I think intent is the right word.
Yeah.
Intent, deep belief, faith, however you want to put it. But yeah, I think intent is
Mhm.
the right word. So yeah, there's a lot of that. Um, it's mostly my practice is mostly rooted in like the material. There was like still like spiritual stuff like um witchcraft. It's like summoning. There's all that, all those forms of magic. But it's mostly rooted in like the physical world.
Right.
Making Earth a better place, making people not better, but more within themselves. Like you can be a bad Etonic person, but as long as you like are cool with what that implies. If you get what I'm saying.
Exactly. Exactly, date night. Manifestation is it's I think that's a really good way of putting it, manifestation, just willing things into existence, like, whenever we need to. I think that's really cool. And you're on the East Coast, right?
Yeah, Jersey.
Georgia? Nice. Oh, what part
No,
of Georgia? I got
Jersey.
family out there in Statesboro.
Nah, New Jersey. New
Oh, New
Jersey is
Jersey? Oh,
yeah.
okay.
That's New York and Philly. Yeah,
Oh, northern East Coast, okay. I'm in Vegas, so West Coast guy, but that's cool.
cool. You live in Vegas, or you just chilling there?
Now I live here.
You live here? Cool, cool.
Yeah, I grew up here. I grew up here, like, since middle school. My dad works at the Hoover Dam, so he just
Okay.
moved us out here when I was in middle school and whatnot, but it's cool. I used to live in Florida, so but I definitely prefer the West Coast than the East Coast.
Nah, if I was gonna live somewhere, I think the West Coast would be. I actually would love to live in like a Vegas type of place.
Yeah, Vegas is neat because it's kind of affordable compared to California, you know?
Yeah,
So you
yeah,
get
for
all the
sure.
stuff from California, but it's like living in any other state, really.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, on my tip, that's mostly like I mostly deal with like worldly stuff. Like there's still like spiritual aspects if you want to tap into them, but I mostly deal with like material things,
Material, like, what do you mean by that? Material things?
like the physical living world, like
Yeah.
actual like tangible things. Material
Mhm.
might be given a
Like,
different implication.
metaphysical things, would you say? Like,
Yeah,
the crystals and things like that, is that a part of your practice? It's not a part of mine, but every once in a while, I can weave those in, you know?
I mean aspects of it, like I guess mirrors, jewelry, sewing animals. I'm not really, as of right now, I'm not really heavy into that portion of my practice, but it does exist.
That's
I'm
neat,
mostly,
that's neat.
and like even with like what you brought up earlier about the spirits, like yeah, there's like that aspect too, but it's mostly like possession and like more union rather than like union and like partnership with spirits rather than like trying to control them or summon them like in like Thelema like older occult traditions.
Yeah, like the more ceremonial magic kinda way.
Yeah, like the like the
I don't really subscribe to
S2E4s,
the ceremonial magic kind of way of doing things, but
to each their
I
own.
definitely
I'm
like
always
and I prefer the chaos side of magic, just Me and
Yeah.
myself being the divination tool. Yeah, I have Ouija boards somewhere around here. I have
Mhm.
Ouija boards and like divination tools and things like that. But I really want to get good at using myself. Like if it was just me in the woods somewhere, we don't have woods out here in Vegas, it's the desert, right?
Mhm.
But if I was just by myself, what could I make magic just being myself,
Mhm.
That's kind of the foundation that I've been trying to do this entire last year. And this year, I think I'm going to just focus mostly on death magic and spirit communication and that part, the whole part of it.
How long you been practicing?
Last year was like the first real year, like the first full year of me just like, from January to January, So I would say about a year.
For me, I'd say probably 2 to 3 going on 3 or 4. I'd say I took it serious
Oh,
like
really?
22, yeah, like 22, 23 up to now.
That's cool. Yeah. So for me, the year before, so 2 years ago, yeah, so 2 full years ago, I guess you could say it was a start, but I was the biggest skeptic like 2 years ago. I didn't believe in ghosts. I didn't believe in magic. I didn't believe in any of
Mhm.
these things. But then you just kind of get around people that are in that space and everything, and then you start to see that it's real, and it's not only just real. Anybody can do it, and everybody can do it.
Mhm.
And then so I started seeing my friends do it that were claiming to be witches and psychics and things like that. But then I would I would start to see them do things that just you normal people can't do or shouldn't be able to do, like
That's probably like
clairvoyant kind
explanation.
of things. Do you think you have clairvoyancy?
Maybe aspects of it. I don't think like a full gift, but maybe like partial.
I think everybody has clairvoyancy.
Yeah, I think
I think anybody that I think because we've all got a consciousness, right? We've all got a
yeah.
brain. I think everybody can do it. I think it's just like anything else. Certain things come naturally to certain people, and
Other
then
people, yeah. Other things you have to
other
like
things you got
train
to kind of work at, right?
for sure.
Yeah, I think I have clairvoyancy too. But that was one of the biggest things that made me a believer. I'm just like, I seen that I can do it. Anybody can do it.
Yeah, I have that in my practice too, but I don't really focus on those aspects right now. Maybe later on, but right now I'm just mostly focused on the worldly aspects.
Is that what you think you're going to focus on for this year?
Which one, the tangible or the intangible?
The tangible, like the physical.
For Yeah, for now, the physical still. I'm probably gonna get
Yeah,
more into the metaphysical, probably maybe a year or two down the line. That's what I plan, 2, 3 years down the line, when everything's a little bit
that's
more
cool.
solid.
hmm
But
Is there a reason why you practice? I know like back in the day, like hundreds of years ago, people would practice for different reasons. Why do you practice?
um, for me, it just came naturally to me. Like it just felt natural. Like I didn't have to like adapt myself to a system. The system just came to me and it made sense under the way I think and like view the world. So it
Yeah,
just there's just alignment there. So like I didn't have to think too hard about what I was doing.
no, that makes sense. I think that was for me too. I explained how I wanted to practice to a friend of mine, Corin. Shout out Corin. She's
Hmm.
amazing. She's the reason I'm on Chaos right now. But I was explaining to her because this was like right at the beginning. I didn't know all the terms and all the. This was before I was even in any occult space. This was like before the podcast.
Hmm.
But I was kind of just talking to her. We were on the phone for like 2 hours. And
Hmm.
I was just explaining to her how I wanted to practice. And then she eventually was just like, that sounds like chaos magic. I'm like, interesting. So I started deep diving on chaos and then I took it back to the start. And then I just really started like getting a good foundation in it. And
Hmm.
then it was kind of like how you said, it's the certain things would come naturally to me. And I would be like, I didn't read that in a book, but this is what everybody else is saying about it. This is what I feel about it is true, because we all have our own gnosis. We all have what
Absolutely.
we think is real and what is true and
Hmm.
one of those things in the world. What's up, Savos? Love from Serbia. Where's that at? That's is that by Russia? No.
It's like the Balkans, like Macedonia and Greece.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to you guys.
Is it what was I about to say? Are you familiar with like Arthur Osborn's spell?
What's up?
Are you familiar with like Austin Osman Spare, the founder of chaos
Yeah,
magic? Okay, cool.
yeah, yeah. I love those books and Peter Carroll and all those guys. It's Peter J. Carroll. Yeah,
Nice,
it's a
cool.
lot of there's like it's endless. You know what I mean?
No,
It's
it's a
one of
lot of
those things,
resources on that.
dude. There's so much resources on it. And being in college, like, do you are you on online college? Or you in physical college?
Physical class, I go there every day. I start back up in like 2 days.
Oh, you're in physical college. I'm on
Yeah,
online college, but we got like a big library of like universities across the America. So we get access to all the books on metaphysical and magic and
that's
ESP because
hard.
that's what I'm studying is anomalies. So I find that really cool. What's up, the three clovers? How you doing today?
I go to a Catholic school. They don't got none of that.
Oh, you go to a Catholic school?
I go to a Catholic school. They don't have none of that.
Yeah. Catholics are cool to me because I grew up Catholic, right?
Hmm.
And Catholics do a lot of magic. They just don't call it magic.
Yes, they
You
do.
know, they do a lot of magic. If you ever go to like a Catholic mass, like especially like a Spanish one, like the 3 4 hour long, like the super long ones,
Yeah, I can't.
yeah, it's always they're in robes and they're
And the
saging the
thing,
place, and it's crazy. What do you think about sage? I'm not a big fan of sage.
I'm not a
Just
fan of
because
sage either.
I've what I've learned with sage, just through my practice and everything, is sage will clear the room of everything, not just the bad spirits. So your ancestors, all the good
Mm.
spirits that you have too, it makes them go away too. That you it's it doesn't really discern between the two. But that's been my experience. Like when I use sage, it gets rid of everybody. What do you think about sage?
I'm more into like, I guess, incense than like sage. I'm not a
Yeah,
sage
there's
person.
other things. That's why I try to tell people there's other ways other than
Mm.
sage because you're gonna get rid of. I'm like, your ancestors are wanting to keep tabs on you and like watch you and look over you. Like you kicking them out of the room too.
Yeah, I'm not a big sage person either. It's a little
Absolutely,
strong.
date night. It's a form of meditation for sure. Do you meditate? Of course you do, right?
Not as often as I should, but I do meditate.
Yeah. It's cool. Meditating is amazing. I've been trying like remote viewing a lot lately and just
Mm.
doing these little remote viewing experiments lately and meditating and just dropping down a level is how I see it and how I perceive it is when I'm in that conscious state, you
Mm.
drop down to the subconscious and then you drop down even further. I don't know what that space is called. I just call it like purgatory.
Mhm.
That's why this place is called Purgatory Club because
Oh, that's
that's where
hard.
I feel like a lot of those once you drop down from consciousness to subconscious to what I call purgatory, or people call it the spirit realm or the astral realm, or that realm that's below, that space where spirit knows everything about you before you even know it about you, just because it hasn't even become a thought in your head yet. I think meditating is for sure the way to get there, and I think just doing it every so often is super beneficial. Even if you don't practice, I think everybody should
Yeah.
meditate.
You do like dream walk or like lucid dream walk? Or,
No, so I don't dream. I smoke weed.
oh, okay.
Yeah. And I tell people that just because I don't know how else to explain it. You know what I mean? I haven't had a dream in years. It's crazy.
That's
But
crazy.
when I do have a dream, I take it as like a message, right?
Hmm. I
So
have.
the last dream that I had was like a year ago. It was about a year ago.
Hmm.
And I was in college in Russia and I'm like, I haven't had a dream in like 8 years. So I'm like, okay. So I took the dream as like a message for me to like take my ass to college. So now here I am in college. So anytime I have a dream, I really like dissect it and like take it serious because yeah, I don't dream too often.
I have like really vivid ones. So
Really.
yeah, so and it happens like most of the time I can't remember them, but like usually 2 or 3 times a week I can. So like just I keep
Hmm.
dream journals. I like do lucid dreaming practices and stuff. Like
Really.
yeah, because like
Do you do a lot of work in the astral?
on occasion, because I
Yeah.
feel like yeah, because I feel like that's the space. Like I said, my practice is really big into like art and myth, and that's usually the main place where art and myth comes from. So I try to
Yeah.
spend like time in like the like ether, that type of space for
Hmm.
sure. So
No,
I
that's
feel like
cool. That
the
makes a lot of sense.
And I
I
feel
feel
like
like my
they,
path is kinda similar to yours, but in the sense like chaos, we deal with a lot of myth and a lot of legend and things like
mhm.
that. But the thing with chaos magic, do you know much about chaos?
Yeah, basically it's like really free flowing. Like y'all basically
Like
magic,
literally anything could be
anything
a
goes.
legend or a myth. Like I could make this Coke can right here, an egregore, and worship this thing every single day, and this thing would be something that could leave like that could eventually, how do I say it, manipulate the real world because it
I'm
is
big
a
on
physical
egregores too.
object, but it's just something that I could like will into existence.
My practice is real big on like the egregores too, like just manifesting entities out of collective consciousness and stuff like that. Or even like just it doesn't even have to be like a lot of people, like even just like two or three people manifesting
But
like
that's the key is
yeah,
collective consciousness.
yeah.
That's so powerful.
So like you could just make entities out of your collective consciousness and it could have influence over the tangible world just because you willed it to do so.
I
Like
always
that,
think about that because do you ever think like you ever watch concerts like Rolling Loud or
yeah,
any of those
yeah,
concerts?
the spaces.
Yeah, imagine
Not
one of
even just
those
concerts, churches, like any event, churches, football
anything.
games, anything where a mass group of people saying like we believe in this or we want this to happen, like that's a form of power for
Yeah. So imagine one of the performers at Rolling Loud was privy to what we're talking about, magic, right? And they understood how to manipulate it, right?
them.
They could get a whole 100,000 people to be saying the same thing,
Hmm.
and that collective consciousness that energy would be crazy.
Hmm. For sure.
Yeah, that would be absolutely wild.
Now, some of them have, and it's amazing when you see it, when you understand, like, and you can see it in action.
Yeah, and that's why I always tell people like there are two types of people in this world. I feel like there are people that have had spiritual awakenings, and just talking to you, you can tell that you believe it. You've had a spiritual awakening, you know.
Mhm.
But there are also the people that haven't had the spiritual awakening.
Mhm.
So when we're talking about these things, we kind of sound crazy. Is what I've come to kind of realize
You gotta
about it
pick,
because I'll talk to normal people about it,
you gotta pick and choose.
and they will look at me like I'm so crazy.
Yeah, yeah, you gotta pick and choose who you deal with for your own
Exactly,
personal
but I
health.
try to, like, talk to everybody about it, I'll talk to normal people about it, like, when the Mormons come around, I'm
Mhm.
like they're trying to tell me about their shit, I'm like, "Hey, let me tell you about my shit," you know? Like, we can really get into it, like, if you wanna get
Mhm.
into it, but it's always, like, a really good conversation. But I think the people that have had, like, any kinda spiritual awakening, it's super important to talk to them and have these conversations, right?
Yeah, I'm more reserved
Especially
with my
nowadays in the occult space.
yeah. I'm a lot more like reserved with my tracks. I'm more picky with how and when it gets shared. Cause
Yeah.
I so yeah, that's just my thing. I'm just naturally more reserved with that type of stuff. I don't
Mhm.
feel
So you would say you're like more of like a solo practitioner?
you know what? I'm very my practice is very like choice based. Cause it's like it's really fluid. Like you could basically be of any system, any religion, any fact. You could be atheist and practice it. Like it doesn't really matter what you or it's a whole system. Like it's I call it like the lightning branch. It accumulates to any system that it's a part of or any culture that it's a part of. So it's not really
Mhm.
picky, but like I just feel right now at this stage, this I want it to be a little bit more. What's the word I'm looking for? I guess secretive. Yeah, secretive
Secretive?
or more picked out, like particular at the moment.
Mhm. Is it something that you study, like, often?
Well, I'm I'm the founder. I kind of have
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, I feel you on that. It's
um,
the occult space is interesting because it's, like, the one space where you get, like, weirdos, like, actual weirdos, like, the
yes,
weirdest people that you would meet in a room, you put them all into one room. That's, like, the occult space. But the people in the space are so crazy to me because it's like you really never know what you're gonna get.
at all. I get surprised
But
every
you meet
day.
some of the coolest people, I swear, and you also meet some of the coolest I've met some of the coolest spirits just from meeting people in the occult space 'cause everybody has baggage, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So, these people will talk to me, and then their baggage will eventually, like, I'll see it, you know what I mean? I'm
Mhm.
like, that's crazy to me. But any other space, like a car community or anything like that, you wouldn't see things like that. But when you're around witches and psychics and mediums all day, it's crazy.
I mean,
But I find it interesting.
yeah, just by the nature of it, it has to be more personal.
Yeah, it's
When you
very
think about
personal. Yeah. What do you think about the occult space these days? Because I keep
it. I mean,
seeing, I only ask that because I see people like complain about it, like it's so toxic and it's this and it's that. I'm just like, ever since I've been in this space, I've had like the best experience. I don't know if I'm just like the luckiest guy on the planet or what, but
I mean,
I've only met super chill people. I've only met nice people, you know? I haven't met like assholes in this community or people that would tell you that your practice is not valid because you believe this, or I haven't ran into those people.
so I've had a few of those, but not. I've only really had like one or two. But that's. I don't think that's why people are complaining. I think people are more complaining about like the more pop aspects of occultism, like the things that get popular without people actually like understanding
Yeah.
like the history or like that. Like take like even something simple like the concept of like karma, right?
Hmm.
People use karma like it's like an entity, like it's like an avenging angel that like punishes you do wrong. No, like karma is literally just like the word for consequence. It's basically saying if I slap you and you slap me back, that's my karma. My action had a consequence.
Yeah.
It's basically just saying if you consistently do something, that will consistently come back to you. And it's not even,
Hmm.
and the original idea isn't even like that it will perfectly happen. You can escape karma. There's no guarantee of karma, but it's saying generally, if you do good, good things will generally happen to you. If you do bad, bad things will generally come back to you. It's not like a
Hmm.
catch, but because like in America, we have a foundation that is like Christian. The only way that like really works in a like Judeo-Christian context is the way that it's used in
Yeah,
occultism.
exactly.
So like I
I
think
think
that's
that's the big part of it. You have to do a lot of unlearning and it's dissolving. I always tell people to be divine is to dissolve. You've got to dissolve because you've got to unlearn a lot of shit that's just baked into like we do things in America that don't even without even really thinking about it, it's programming us
yeah,
for years. And I'm 27, you're 25. Like it's things that we do our whole lives and then before
you
you
don't,
know it, you're just programmed already and you don't
you
even
don't even think
realize
about
it.
it. You don't
Yeah,
think
you don't
about
even
it.
think about it. So I definitely believe in that as well.
So yeah, I think that's mostly what people are complaining about, like people who in occult spaces who are popular and who like popularize certain forms of like spirituality and like practice, but who don't actually like inform the people who follow them the correct way about what they're actually saying or what it actually implies.
Exactly, because I think that's the most like if 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 monetary would be the right word to use in this instance. If the thing that was the most valuable in a space was knowledge, it should be something that everybody not should have access to, but should like be able to freely and openly without prejudice be able to talk about, you know,
Hmm.
without being judged and all these other weird shit that people do. But just being able to spread knowledge. I think that's the
Hmm.
most important thing in this space right now is just
Yes,
spreading knowledge.
yes,
Because
I
I learned shit every day that I didn't know yesterday, and I'm like, damn.
am.
I wonder
That's for
if I
sure.
didn't talk to this person, would I have learned this? You know, but certain things happen in your life for a reason.
Hmm.
So it's kind of like you just learn to just kind of go with the flow. And if you learn things, you learn things, and people take and give what they can. But yeah, I really haven't had any bad experiences in this space thus
I've
far,
only,
which is really good.
I've only really had one. Everyone else has been pretty nice.
Oh yeah, that's good.
For that. Yeah, it's a pretty. I mean, it kind of has to be by nature welcoming because otherwise, what separates you from organized religion if you're just judgmental?
Exactly, right? I feel
Like
like
it,
exactly, you said it perfectly right there, and I haven't found the words to say it like that yet, but that you probably said it the best way just then. Organized religion, it has so much structure, and it's like the patriarchy and all
and
these things, right?
dogmatic. It doesn't like to change. Why would
It's
you be?
so dogmatic.
So why would you want to be in this space if you want to move like that? If you're just doing a church
Exactly. And I do
like this,
understand like with ceremonial magic and like Aleister Crowley and like all these people, like a lot
Hmm.
of people do want structure. I get that, you know. That's cool. Structure
I
is
don't mind
cool.
structure. Structure's cool, like you said.
Yeah, I don't mind structure either, but like some of us just love like some of us just actually love to live in the chaotic side of life and just being able to will anything we can possibly think of into existence. And I don't need a Ouija board. I don't need fucking any kind of divination. I believe that I can do this shit. You know what I mean? So it's
Mhm.
like one of those things. I get the people that do the ceremony or they crave the structure, but I mean, like some of us just truly love the chaos, and it's a cool thing to see. You know?
Not for sure. I mean, structural is for some things structural is needed, but I think there has to be free flow within that structure. Like the structure can't
Yeah,
just be fixed and dogmatic and never changing. I think that things have
exactly.
to evolve and change and come back and get lost and like it has to be a free flow between the structure. Like you
There
don't want
is
it to
like say when I'm doing like a remote viewing experiment, like there's structure to it. Like it's very chaotic, and the results that I'm trying to get,
Mhm,
like I might be trying to see something from across the country. In
mhm,
Purgatory Club, we got people all over the fucking world. So
mhm,
it's like one of those things. When I do remote viewing, there's a protocol. There's like a step one, a step two.
mhm,
Like certain structure is needed in magic for
mhm,
sure. But there's something beautiful about just chaos and just putting something out there and then seeing what comes back, you know?
mhm. So I'm sorry to do this. I'd love to continue this conversation, but my phone is about to die on me.
Oh no.
Yeah,
You're good, you're good. What percent are you on?
I'm on like 3% right now, bro.
Oh, okay.
So
Shout out your Instagram and all that stuff, and I'll put that stuff in the Instagram as well, or in the bio as well.
okay, my
But
main
thank you for coming on.
nah, it was a really good conversation. I enjoyed talking to you. Like you
No, I appreciate you,
this
man.
was much cooler than like you were really cool. Like it was really nice talking to you.
I
So
appreciate it. We'll do this again sometime. Don't even worry.
nah, for
Next time we'll
sure.
charge your phone up more though.
Nah, I got this was a bad day. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you good. You good. What's your Instagram? Where can people find you if they want to get to know you a little bit
So
more?
my main Instagram is illustwalking87. I could like type it up after you like when this ends. And the one
Oh, don't
that
worry. I'll
we
put it in
act
the bio. I'll put it in the bio.
and the one me and you met on is called Aeternomancer if you want to follow that too. And so those are my main two right now. And shout out to all of you. Thank you for having me. Thanks for everyone who was a part of the conversation, who joined the chat. And I love and appreciate all y'all. I'm out. Thank you. Hope we can
Take
do
it
this
easy.
again,
Take
bro.
it easy. Thank you again for coming on.
No problem. You have a good rest of your day, bro.
You as well. You as well.